stop comparing yourself to other creators. So if you're an artist and you like to make music, never compare yourself to another musician. You're constantly comparing yourself to another person or to another project or whatever. You're invalidating your creativity experience. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so happy to have you here. Today we're going to be talking about what's killing your creativity. So if you find yourself not having your creative juices flowing and you're trying to figure out why creativity isn't fun for you, it's not as a joyous and more of a flow process for you, then this video is for you. I can always tell when my creativity is stunted, when my mood is low, when I have a lack of motivation to create, when creating feels like a chore. And because I have felt that feeling so many times and have understood what it took to flow through that feeling, I made this video for people like you who may be struggling with your creativity. First, I want to say that I feel like creativity comes from, if you're a woman watching this, it comes naturally for us. We are creators of life. We are constantly creating every single day that we are living. And just as humans, we are constantly creating our reality, creating our perspectives, creating what we want our lives to look like, contrary to popular belief. Every day we wake up, we make our decisions, we let our thoughts guide our actions, and that is how we create. So we're constantly creating when we are waking up and we're breathing. We're creating the reality that we believe to be the best fit for us, no matter if it's a bad reality or a good one. So I feel like once we get that in our heads that creation is everywhere all the time, it's literally, it can't even be contained, because there's always something being created around us. The trees are growing. Like right now it's springtime, and so there's about to be flowers blooming, there's about to be bees outside, and it's about to be a beautiful transition from the winter season. Even from the winter season to the spring season, that is creation within itself. So life is all about creation. So what do we do when we find ourselves not feeling like we want to create? I have came up with some solutions for you. I feel like creating is the birth of something new, and I feel that we can get stuck sometimes in the in-between before we're starting to create. Based off of my own experience, I feel like one of the things that might be killing your creativity is your expectations. So what do I mean by that? When you're fixated on a certain outcome, I honestly feel like it drives that outcome away from you. Hence why it may feel hard to create right now. I know for me, I want to create YouTube videos, right? But when I'm fixated on the results, the subscribers, the views, it seems like a harder job to do, even though I love creating videos and creating YouTube. Like, I've been on YouTube since 2015. I've created all types of videos, and it's something that I'm really passionate about. But the very moment I get fixated on a certain outcome, suddenly creating just becomes that much more harder. So if you find yourself wanting to create, let go of your expectations on what this thing is. And if you do this for a living like I do, I help people grow their social media. So I'm constantly creating. What I find is letting go of the expectations, as well as giving yourself time blocks to be able to rest from creating, because I feel like when you are not creating, that is your time to recharge yourself. So when you're doing all the busy work, or you have errands to run, or you have something fun to do, like going out with your friend, or you're doing a club or a fitness class, those are all the things that can help you while you're not creating, to pump into the creation process when it's time for you to create, if that makes sense. So give yourself some time and space away from constantly creating. If you do this for a living, make sure you carve out intentional time to leave yourself not doing anything as far as creating, because it can get exhausting and it could lead to burnout really quick and completely kill your creativity, as well as letting go of the outcome. So you might want a project to turn out a certain way that you want it to turn out. Now, you can pour your heart and soul into it, but make sure that you're not putting so many expectations on the project simply because it will kill the fun out of the process. I feel like there are strategies around this. If you're someone who has to produce results, there are strategies that you can do to make them fun, but we could talk about that in a different video because it's so complex, and I feel like we would really have to dive deep into all the techniques. So now the next thing that could be possibly killing your creativity is comparison, not focusing on what you bring to the table. Now, I know you've heard of the quote that says comparison is the thief of joy. It truly is, because when you compare yourself to someone, or you're comparing something that you've produced to someone else, you're taking away from yourself. You're taking the value out of who you are and what you have produced. Now, it's different when you look at someone and you take inspiration from them and you apply it to your own way in your own journey. That's different. But when you're constantly comparing yourself to another person or to another project or whatever, you're invalidating your creativity experience. Stop comparing yourself to other creators. So if you're an artist and you like to make music, never compare yourself to another musician. Like I said, you can find inspiration in another artist, but when you compare yourself, especially when you're on your beginning journey of being a creative and making this a career for yourself, it will completely steal all of your creativity and your joy throughout the process, and it'll make you feel less than, and I don't want that for you. So make sure you're not comparing yourself to other people and other people's processes. Stay in your own lane, because that's how you are going to be able to hone your own skills and become your own individual. And people, the world, they love individuality. Someone who stands out, someone who can stay in their own lane and do their own thing. You're gonna stand out that way versus trying to be like the next person or constantly comparing. Comparing is gonna always delay your process, because you're gonna always try to tweak something into what's not you. Why don't you just allow your journey to be your journey? Allow yourself to be yourself. Allow your creative process to be your own creative process. And I strongly believe that that will be a foundation for you to thrive. Now, the next thing that could be possibly killing your creativity is taking things too seriously. Now, I am a definite offender of this. I am always taking stuff so serious. I'm always taking my life so serious. And now I'm just in a season where I feel like God is telling me to just lighten up, you know, relax. Like, you can have fun throughout the process, even if it's work. Work can be fun. We can make it fun. And that's the beauty of being human, is that we can make things whatever we want. We can experience things however we want. Like, of course, there are things that are completely out of our control, but what we can control is our creation process, how we're looking at a certain situation, what mood we decide to be in. It's constantly a process of creation and creation and creation every single day. Now, when you start taking things too seriously, I feel like that's when you completely kill the fun out of everything. So I'll give you an example into my actual life. When I was dating, I was taking dating so seriously, thinking that the first guy that I met was going to be my soulmate. Now that I am more wiser and definitely more mature, I know that dating is supposed to be fun. I know that dating is supposed to be lighthearted in a sense, but it can be serious and fun at the same time. It doesn't have to be this one laser focus, you're the guy, and if you're not the guy, I'm gonna literally bawl my eyes out. It doesn't have to be that type of process. And dating is creating. It's creating relationships. It's creating an experience with another person. Taking everything that you do so seriously is definitely one way to kill your creativity. So have fun through the process. Have fun, do it your way. For an example, like, you can literally do things on the side, like painting. Like, sometimes I'll sit here and I'll just paint in my house, and I'll have music in the background, and I don't know what I'm gonna paint, but I'm just gonna paint anything, because we can do that with our lives. We can do whatever we want, and we can paint it however we want. So I'm listening to music and I'm painting it, not caring how it's going to turn out. Not saying that this got to be a Vincent van Gogh painting, the best painting of the century, but no, this is about the process. This is about the experience. Now lastly, I think one of the biggest things that kill creativity is holding back. We limit ourselves every single day. I do this all the time when I have an idea and then there's a voice in my head that says, you can't execute that idea, or well, this is going to be hard, or this is going to be this. That voice is meant to stop you and limit you from all that you are capable of. So I feel like holding yourself back kills your creativity, because imagine you have so many creative ideas. God gives us these ideas as gifts to be able to materialize into the physical world. Imagine you have these amazing ideas and you're holding them back. Like I always do this. I always do this, even with my journal. So this is my journal. I just came out with it. It is a guided journal for your transformation. So if you're going through a level up or a major life shift, this journal is for you. It'll be in the description box below. Now, it was so hard for me to create this journal and not feel afraid to share this journal with you guys. Holding myself back, saying, oh, I can't do this. I can't tell people about my journal. They wouldn't gain any type of value from it. But those are all the voices in my head that are trying to keep me stuck, because I know that this journal helped me during a very tough time where I was dealing with anxiety. And these are the prompts that I use, right? So why wouldn't it help somebody else who could possibly be going through the same thing or something different? I don't know that. So put it out into the world, do the thing anyway, and stop holding yourself back to allow the capacity of your creativity to grow. And the more that you trust yourself through the process, I do believe your creativity and your vision is going to get bigger, bolder, more fearless. And that's how you live life anyway, you know? Fearless, fun. We do what we want whenever we want. That's what life is about. I don't want you to be holding back your creativity. You were born in this world to be able to create, and you have creations that could really help the world evolve and grow. Whatever ideas you have, believe in them, because they came to you for a reason. Now, this leads me to my next kind of subtopic about the holding back part. Sometimes we can believe that we're not ready for a certain thing. We can tell ourselves, oh, I'm not ready yet, or I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready yet. But my question to you is, what does ready even mean? What does ready even look like, right? So I'm saying this to you because I asked myself this. What does ready look like? When are you ever going to be ready? Like, there's not going to be a sound alarm that's going to go off and tell you, go create that thing. Now, you might get signs and synchronicities from God that shows you that this is a yes thing. But if you don't take heed to it, then it doesn't even matter anyway, right? So ask yourself, what are you not ready for? And what does looking ready even mean for you? Take your time with the process and know when you are holding yourself back, and address that, because that is stuck energy waiting to be expressed, waiting to thrive. And I don't want you to be killing your creativity, because I believe creativity equals joy, creativity equals freedom, okay? You need your creativity, and if you're a woman listening to this, we constantly need to feed our creativity. So there are a lot of things that can kill our life force. I feel like creativity is life force, especially for women. I did say that the last thing was going to be the last thing, but I'm also going to add something else in it. If you are going through any type of emotional or mental issues, that can kill your creativity like no other. So if you've gone through trauma or didn't have the best childhood, and you're not in therapy, and you're not in a place where you feel like you want to be, I strongly recommend going to some type of therapy, doing some type of healing work to be able to bring forth that sacral chakra. Open that sacral chakra up by releasing the blocked energy from that space to allow your childlike joy to come out of you so you can create the best things that you have ever created before. So definitely get yourself some therapy or some counseling of some sort. Now, this is a journey. So when you go, this is going to be a journey, but only you know if you are ready for that. I know when I'm in a bad mood or I'm feeling sad or whatever, it can be really hard to create. But if we transmute that energy, and that's what therapy teaches us, how to transmute that energy and put it into healthier ways, I believe you can create some of the best things that you could have never even imagined. So I really hope that this video kind of helped you on your creative journey to actually know what could be possibly holding your creativity back. I love you guys. Like this video and share it to someone who needs to hear it today. Comment down below also some ideas you think may be killing your creativity so that other people can take insight from them. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.